Greetings, Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another classic album review, and today we're looking at a really sort of sad album when you think about it, but it is a really, really good album. We're talking about Lynyrd Skynyrd's Street Survivors, the great southern rock band formed in Jacksonville, Florida in 1964, and they were known then as My Backyard, and it comprised of Ronnie Van Zant on lead guitar, Gary Rossington on guitar, Alan Collins guitar, Larry Junstrom on the bass, and Bob Burns on the drums. They spent 5 years doing lots of touring, several lineup changes before deciding on the name Lynyrd Skynyrd in 1969. Had a very successful career. They were really starting to go places, and then the band's career was halted abruptly on the 20th of October 1977 when their charter plane crashed. It sadly killed Ronnie Van Zant, Steve Gaines, and the sister of Steve Gaines, Cassie Gaines, who was a backing singer, and seriously injuring the rest of the band, of course. 1977 was a bad year. I mean, we lost Elvis, Mark Boland, and Ronnie Van Zant, and Steve Gaines, and Cassie Gaines. I remember all this happening, and I was only 11 when this all happened. They did reform in 1997 as a reunion tour. Ronnie's brother Johnny took over, and they've had some sort of return, and they announced their farewell tour in 2019. Members are also working on their 15th album, so we might get some more music. I mean, I think they're a great band. I might do something probably next year on Lynyrd Skynyrd, do a full album ranking, but I just wanted to do this one because it's a great album. So, Street Survivors is the 5th album. It was released on the 17th of October 1977, and of course it is the last album that featured Ronnie Van Zant and Alan Collins. It was the only album to feature their new guitarist at the time, Steve Gaines, and this tragedy only happened 3 days after this album was released. So we've got Ronnie Van Zant lead vocals, Steve Gaines on guitars, Alan Collins on guitar, Gary Rossington on guitar, Leon Wilson on bass, Artemis Pyle on drums, Billy Powell on the keyboards. Then we got the Hong Techs, which are Jojo Bingsley, Cassie Gaines, and Leslie Hawkins. It's got Ed King, who was in the band, plays guitar on One More Time. Greg T. Walker does some bass. Ricky Medlock does some drums. Tim Smith does some backing vocals. And Barry Haywood does the dobro on Honky Tonk Night Time. Tom Dowd does some singing, and so does Tim Smith. Okay, first track on here is a really great song. One I really like, and it's called What's Your Name? Great vocal here from Ronnie Van Zant. What a singer he was. Got that great voice for that southern rock sound. Solid track. That Smell. This is some great guitar work from Steve Gaines. We was robbed of a guitar great. If this tragic hadn't happened, he'd have gone on to be a superstar with the band. Solid track. Love his guitar work on that, absolutely brilliant. One More Time, a classic song from Lynyrd Skynyrd. Got a great bit of bass here from Greg T. Walker, and the backing vocals you can hear the girl singing. Yeah, Cassie Gaines had a great voice as well. Really, really good track. Then we get my favourite track on here, and it's one that Steve Gaines wrote, and it's called I Know a Little. I Know a Little. I love that soft sort of jazzy from Artemis. Love that sound. Then you get this jazzy blues guitar work from Steve Gaines. It's an absolutely great track. Best drumming from Artemis on this track. Brilliant track. Then we flip over to side 2, and it opens up with another great song. You Got That Right. Love that southern rock sound. The guitar work from everyone on this is great. Superb vocal from Ronnie Van Zant. The keyboard, the solo's great from Steve. The keyboards are great. Brilliant stuff, that track. I Never Dreamed. The keyboards from Billy Powell is great. More great guitar work from Steve Gaines. Superb track. Then we get another of my favourites, and this is actually a cover of a Merle Haggard song. It's Honky Tonk Nighttime Man. Now, there's not much difference between Merle Haggard's version and Lynyrd Skynyrd's. This is the best version. I love this song. And the last track is called Ain't No Good Life. A bluesy track with honky tonk piano. Great track for some of Steve Gaines' best guitar work on this album. Truly amazing. What a way to end the album, and sadly the last we'd ever hear of him on vinyl. This is a really good album. It's so sad that this is the only we heard from Steve Gaines. The brilliant voice of Ronnie Van Zant. It did nice that Ed King played on here. It's quite a fitting thing now. Still remains one of my favourite albums from the band. There was not much written about it at the time, I think, because of what happened. But AllMusic have given it nearly 5 stars. Chris Drew's record guy gave it an A. Rolling Stone gave it 3 and a bit. Well, that's the Rolling Stone. They don't know decent music. It slapped them in the face sometimes. The Daily Vote gave it an A. Did all right worldwide. Australian album charts, it got to 68. Canada, it was top number 3. New Zealand 38. Here in the UK 13, and number 5 in the US. Went gold in Canada, 2 times platinum in the United States. So it was well received by the fans. And I love playing this album. It's a nice, it's got a mixture. It's got that nice gentle stuff. It's got some real rockers and some great guitar work from Steve Gaines. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. Okay then, that's all for today. We'll be back on Tuesday now, and we'll be doing an album ranking of one of the newer bands, and a band that I really do like, a band called Creeper, and we are doing their albums and their EPs, because they've only released 2 albums, but there are quite a few good EPs, so I'm going to do all of them. And then we got a retro ranking of the king of the slap bass, Mark King, of course, and his really good poppy rock band Level 42. So I'll be picking my favourite songs. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, whatever you're doing today, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye for now.